Hello everyone, friends, boxers. Today we're going to talk about defending against an uppercut. Watch and enjoy. So guys, look, there are three types of punches: straight, hook, and uppercut. The uppercut is considered the most difficult punch. Why? Because you need to know how to get close. Right? How do you get close with an uppercut? How? With a step, yes. But the problem is you won't be able to get close. That is, you'll constantly be kept at a distance with long-range punches. This will keep happening all the time. That's why the difficulty of the uppercut lies in getting close. Because this punch typically lands at medium or close range. It's actually most effective, particularly when you are fighting at a very close range. That's when you've already successfully broken through to close range and can begin working your technique. This is the most difficult range. Now look, guys. Here's the defense, more or less, against a straight punch. You already know about the defense against a hook. The defense against an uppercut is also done in three ways. The very first method is when you take a quick step backward, or you simply shift your body to the side. That way you can easily avoid the punch. The second way is, the most fundamental method of defense is simply blocking your opponent, whether the attacks are coming from below or from above. To put it in another way, this is a solid defense that protects you from harm. And the third way, well, it is by far the most common one. And mainly, it is the method used by top-level professional boxers. This is when you can parry and strike back at the same moment. That is, you need to learn to recognize this punch. It's extremely challenging and difficult to recognize because it's completely invisible to the naked eye. It effectively hides behind other punches. Another important point to consider, I can give you a helpful tip on how to approach your opponent unnoticed. There's a specific technique boxers use when they start throwing long punches. So, to put it in more general terms, he throws out his hand. And as a result, yes, we all become accustomed to the rhythm of the hand coming back here. A few boxers, especially from the classic old school, use this technique. That is, he tosses out his hand and steps in with a punch. And it turns out to be a very interesting combination. In other words, you don't wait for that exact moment when the hand shoots out and immediately pull your hand back to yourself. Instead, you move yourself toward your hand. So you can use it as a feint for the eyes. That is to say, you throw one of your hands forward toward the opponent's eyes, and then you step in and begin delivering a series of powerful strikes. The second point to remember is when you approach using side steps, where you start swinging in the same way and then suddenly jump in toward your opponent. That is, one of your initial punches will basically be a deceptive feint to distract them. In other words, you just throw it through the air and effectively use it as a screen to hide your movement as you deliver your actual strike. You hide behind the movement itself. Let me explain again, guys. This is an extremely difficult trick, so it all starts with very simple exercises, just some important points. So then, just so you understand, what is all of this leading to really? These exercises may seem simple, but they're not simple at all, guys. Not at all. Let me put it this way. Everything in boxing that people say is simple. It's not. It's just not simple at all. For one reason, there are a lot of factors here that you need to learn how to apply. Even just approaching your opponent when you're in a fight and everything is tense is very difficult in itself. And as a rule, when you start to approach, you begin to telegraph all your punches. That is, all your punches become predictable. An uppercut, for example, is actually one of the most invisible punches. There are so many setup moments involved. You start working the body from below. Show me where my liver is. How are you going to hit the liver? With an uppercut. With an uppercut. Squat down so that you can try it out. You won't be able to hit the liver like that. Either you guide your hand along the rib like this, or you turn your hand and slip it through, right here under the rib to cover it. Or you circle around with an uppercut and drive it in from below. From below. See, we need to work from a squat. And you drive it in under the rib as well. Your fist needs to be in the correct position here. Find that correct position. Try turning your hand over. More. Twist it. Twist it so that it lands exactly right there. so that it comes from below. Now you got it. See, exactly under the rib, you push it in. You do the same thing here with the other hand. Into the cut, yes. You can twist it the same way. That is, you can insert it like this too, and you can insert it like that. It's a very tricky strike, yes. Now look, here's how to get the Drake out. Where's the rib? Can you feel it on me? Right here. Guys, there's no point, I'm telling you, in just hitting the abs with a strike because he'll block it well with his abs. Even if his abs are weak, he'll still block it. It's hard to break through. But if you hit exactly where you're aiming, that's what you need. One more time, with the other hand to the liver. Good approach, well done. Sunshine. There you go, that's it. Exactly. Now twist your arm the other way. The other way. No, that's a different strike. Well, something like that. Can't do it like that? It works like this. That's how it works. That's perfect, see? Exactly. And now squat down on your legs. Look, you bring it in exactly from below. That is, you should end up completely down low. For example, even in this position, go ahead, strike. Place it correctly. Don't get up yet. Place your hand correctly. Now, with the other hand. That's it, well done. Good. That's it, well done. Now look, I'm going to extend my arms, and you just try to come in from below slowly, very slowly, and do it correctly. Guys, if your movement changes, meaning if you start bringing it in from the side, you still have that same feeling, right? This, well, how should I put it? This specific upward motion, you still need to pull it, even if you are bringing it in from the side. You just have to keep the momentum going. Because I'll say it again, its invisible part is the most unique part. Yes, I can bring it in here, but I can also modify the movement right away. That is, adjust your movement at the absolute final split second, so that the strike is completely and utterly invisible. Start very slowly. That is great news, and it looks like everything is going exactly as we had hoped it would. Turn your hand over, just like that, and precisely under the rib. Good job, see, you hit the target. On the other side, you hit the solar plexus, right on target. Well, the movement is simple. Yes, it's a simple movement. We lift it up, you can do it this way or that way, so that you hit it exactly. That was a really good job. Now go ahead and strike once again in that exact same spot. First of all, the most straightforward defense is when you clench your muscles. One more thing. Don't tilt your head up. You need to observe now. You need to get used to this movement so that you can see the punch. Because if it lands, you don't even need a lot of power. From below is the most, well, as they say, boxers, it is a dangerous thing because often something here can block your eyes. Just get in the way of seeing the opponent's movement. So hide it. Now then, you must keep a tight defensive guard. Deliver 2 punches to the body and then 2 punches to the head. All right, guys, pair up. Stop, look. Go ahead. See? Yes? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then 1 and 2 as well. 3, 4. Keep your hands together. First, you need to see all of this. And then you should start putting your hands up. It's easier to do this. Relax. There, aim carefully, aim carefully. See here, yes, there are a lot of tricky moments, like how you position your hand. Because, I'll say it again, this isn't a bag, it's not a punching ball, it's a living person. Now look, guys. So now we're going to make it a bit more difficult because you already know how to defend against a straight punch. You also already know how to defend against a hook. So take a look at this. Now it's very important to approach your opponent. That is, you'll be doing the same exercise, but now we're going to be adding feints. For example, with a feint, I indicate the punch, but I don't actually throw it. That's why it's a feint. In other words, I make it look like I'm going to punch. But it's only to jump in and hit the center. For now, just make sure you don't hit the sides. So, First you feint and then you strike. Feint, then strike. Feint and then strike once more. Ready? Feint, then strike. So this little step forward, add it in. This way, you'll already have the correct idea of how to approach, because you won't be standing right in front of your opponent anyway. You start from a distance, and thanks to the first movement, get close enough for a powerful uppercut. Let's try it slowly, guys. Put your hand out. See, you still can't reach. And keep your hand right here. Leave this part in place. Everything else you do will be about getting closer to him. So your hand stays right here. 1, and then there's 2. First we go 1 and then we go 2. But as you do that, you need to make sure that you are really covering yourself up with your hand right here. Bam, bam, and then one more, bam. Now I just want you to try doing it very, very slowly for me until you get the hang of it. You do it at close range right here, and then you try to reach. A normal movement, but you still won't reach. Now keep your distance. Here I'm throwing my hand out. Here I'm throwing my hand out. See? You still won't make it in time. Why? Because this movement, it's kind of, well, it turns out to be fast. Because of the extension of the arm, I'm telling you, it's a very, well, kind of an unconventional technique, but it's actually really effective. Guys, look, here's another nuance. The very first movement you make, that very first move, you are actually going to use it to hide behind. That is, you throw out a straight punch in such a way that you really hide behind it. This is when you're vulnerable, during punches. So you need to tuck in a bit on the first punch. Again, I'm telling you, it's not really a punch. But it has to look 100% like a punch. So it's basically a form of defense. On the other hand, it works really well as a distraction. You use this specific part to position yourself strategically so you can really completely outmaneuver your opponent. If you don't block in the correct manner, you're 100% going to suffer a direct hit from them, even in this slow and calm version. So focus. You don't need to run around right now. Right now, you need to understand how to do this. One more time, let's go. No. Aim for the eyes. Don't touch him with the first punch. So you end up like this, see? There, you see? The first punch. You throw the first punch. 1 and immediately step in. 1 right away. Number 1 right away. While you're throwing, you're already charging up here. 1 and moving in, making it very difficult for them to respond. Now take a look. Here's another point. A very important one. Thunder and stones. That is, it's when you seem to already recognize the movement. Yes, that is, you start to pull back and move to the side. So at this very first moment, I start to lean my body back. But I haven't actually done anything yet. So he already has the advantage, because this movement already exposes me. Yes, it forces me to. So, what's the first thing you do now? He throws a punch, and you step back. And to the side, good job. 1 move, and you can't do anything anymore. So first you step back. Just step back. Keep your hands up as if you're already ready for anything. Like on alert. 1-1. Besides just stepping back, you can also lean your upper body back a little bit. This way, the punch whistles harmlessly past right above your head. Keep your focus. 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, let's try to practice this slowly. Now look, you see, I'm catching your hands. Pull your body back just a little. That's it. And step back so I can't reach you anymore. Yes, and pull your body slightly towards yourself. See, I missed you. I can't reach you anymore. Not only can you not reach, but you'll also leave yourself completely open. Just a little towards yourself. Kind of pull back a bit and move back. Step back and lean back. Keep a medium distance. See, the punch isn't coming from below, just from a longer distance. 4 punches, 2 punches to the head, 2 punches to the body. 1. There you go, good job. See, everything just whistled past. Max, keep your hands like this. Always hold them like this. Don't do those things right now, I'm telling you. Try to get closer to him. It's hard, right? Look, guys, the movements all seem simple. See how complicated it actually is? It all seems simple. What's here? Try to throw an uppercut. Yeah, you can't just land a punch like that. You can't even just get close like that. Right now you have 3 options. 6 punches. You throw them. You throw 3 uppercuts. 3 punches to the head. You throw those punches. What you need to do is pull back, use your hand as a feint, and go into a very tight defensive guard. The simplest options. But everything that seems simple is not necessarily quite as straightforward as it looks. All right, guys, get ready. Slowly step back together and lean back very slightly. Feint with the left, feint with the right. You can use one hand against 2. If you already have some skill, try to follow along with the movement and maintain a very tight defensive guard. Make sure you are ready, guys, and let's start off very slowly. Don't stick your elbows out. If you're using your palms, then use your palms. All right, stop, guys. Let's do uppercuts now. That is, let's go by this principle. Go ahead, start working it in. Keep working, keep working, keep working. You're hitting the head or wherever you see fit. You can even use just one hand. It's all just a very tight guard with your hands locked in tight, and then you go for the body, right for the body. You just keep punching, keep on punching until you really feel the tension at the moment. There it is. You gather the movement. I'll say it once again. Your movement, this right here, is exactly the same punch, just aimed directly at the arm. You gather yourself, bring it up from below. It's hard, right? Seems simple, but still. Go ahead. Don't focus on power. Work more with your body. See, you have a modification. You bring it in from the side. You can do it from the side like that. But when you bring it in from the side, you bend your arm. From here, you can bring it in like this. And it will still go downward. It will still go downward. Can you see the movement? This is a deceptive movement, like a hook, but you're striking from below. You can use your body to bring it in. And immediately start from below. Look, here you have a tight guard at work. Based on this principle, once you know the trajectory of the arm, you can knock it away with your elbow. Try to hit. It's really not that difficult, guys. It's just this simple parrying motion, though. But you absolutely have to go through it repeatedly so you can know the exact distance for sure. It's actually really bad when you start from a long distance and telegraph your uppercut clearly. And even from a medium range, it can already be easily seen. And from a close range as well. But listen, guys, the truth is, if you can't get into that range, then how are you going to effectively land your punch? So gradually close the distance. When you know the range, you can precisely calculate your step, your movement, or even your leap. So you really need to understand this. As they say, push through no matter what. It all seems simple like this, but in reality, it's very hard, serious work. Because the uppercut is already considered, well, a serious thing. So keep working, guys, and everything will work out for you. See you next time. Wishing you all kindness and love.